Well, howdy there, partner. In case you haven't noticed, lately I've been picking up a new hobby. So today we're going to review something pretty cool. It's going to be the Heritage Rough Rider revolver. So, inside of our $10 Bass Pro Shops case here, we have our, our medium iron. So, if you're like me and new to guns and also kind of stupid, we're going to go into first person mode and we'll walk through a little bit of how this works.
A good way to remember how to operate a revolver is the phrase 1-2, do what you need to do. First, you'll pull the hammer back until it clicks twice, and this will allow you to load and unload the gun, as well as spin the cylinder and remove it entirely. To actually remove the cylinder, you're going to push the base pin lock and pull the base pin out. This allows you to fully remove the cylinder and clean it or look through it, do whatever you need to do with it. To reattach the cylinder, just reverse this process by pulling the hammer until it clicks twice, pushing the base pin lock, and inserting the base pin. Now I'm going to demonstrate the process of dry firing the revolver. First, we're going to insert some snap caps. Once we have all 6 snap caps loaded, we're going to pick a target and practice our aim. Once we're done with this exercise, we're going to return the hammer block to its original position to prevent the hammer from hitting the firing pin. To fully unload the revolver, you're first going to pull the hammer until it clicks twice, and then use the ejector rod while turning the cylinder to eject every round. And now we'll take a look at our ammo. For this video, we're going to be using the super cheap, but pretty solid, high velocity 22 long rifle 40 grain rounds. We have 50 of them, and this entire box cost about $4 at Bass Pro Shops. With everything ready to go, it's time to pack it all into the case and hit the range. For some reason, the touchscreen on this was being a little dumb, but once I actually got it to work, we moved our target into position and took our first 6 shots. When you're actually ready to fire the revolver, you're going to pull the hammer all the way back, pull the hammer block down, aim, and squeeze the trigger. After our first 6 shots, you can see that we didn't do too bad, with 5 hits and 1 miss. Even though we had 2 duds, we still were able to use 48 rounds. Let's take a look at how we did. Not bad for somebody who had never fired a handgun before this day. With all of our rounds being spent, it's time to pack up, clean up, and head on back home for the review.
Oh, alright, we are back from the range, and following tactical girlfriend's advice, throw all of our clothes in the washer. We just got out of the shower, get all that gunpowder off of us. So now, we're going to review a couple of things. One, we're going to review my shooting, which as you can see, 6 misses out of the 48 shots. I did have 2 duds. That just didn't go off. You can see all my percentages up here. It is 88% hit rate. However, there are 48 holes on the paper, which means that even when I pushed it back to like 25 yards, I was still hitting within 4 inches of my target, which is pretty fucking good for somebody who has literally never fired a handgun in their entire life before. So, yeah, all I can say is the ammo, I don't have the box with me. Ammo, it was $4 for 50 rounds. I'm shocked there were only 2 duds. So I would give that, we had 96% success rate. I'd give that a 9.6 out of 10. Super cheap, perfect for just running through. Wish I would have bought more. These snap caps, these plastic ones, I'd give them a 2 out of 10. Just useless. I've already broken 3 of the damn things. These are Tipton snap caps. Don't recommend. Those were $8 for 10 of them. And yeah, I've already broken 3 of them. Because just with the speed you can run through snap caps through one of these as compared to one of these where you have to load, one in the chamber, load them down there, and then you go through your process. You have to manually cycle it and do all of that. With this, you can literally just sit on the couch, load 6 in, just bam, bam, sit here doing fucking cowboy shit. So these, 2 out of 10. We bought new ones. These are aluminum. I've only ran through these once. They seem like they'll hold up better than the plastic, but again, I need to go through these for, a couple hundred times, and we'll kind of see how those go. Once the weather is actually working with us and we can go out and test this thing, go shoot some clays, we'll probably come back with an updated review of those. Speaking of snap caps, this one is our 12 gauge, 10 out of 10, everything I could have asked for, no complaints there. And we have our ear protection. Once again, following the advice of Tactical Girlfriend, we had our foam earplugs in. Those are just Target earplugs. Just roll them up, stick them in there, let them expand. And we threw these over them. Moment I took them off, no ringing in the ears, no nothing. Got the job done as far as I'm concerned. Guy next to me, whatever he was shooting was fucking loud. And even in spite of that, these did the job they're supposed to do. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10 shut the flying tiger. Big aviation nerd if you can't tell from the name of the fucking channel. So I will always get anything that has like aviation related, World War II, airplane, all that fun stuff. Then we have our $10 case. Once again, basically just did everything we needed it to do. Super basic, nothing too special. Threw that in there, threw our ammo, we were good to go. Like I said, $10, 10 out of 10. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Now the main review, this thing right here. Took me a little bit to get the sights dialed in, as you can tell from the first couple shots. One of them was like way up here, and I just didn't have it dialed in for how you have to look, aim this part compared to your sights down here. Once I got that dialed in, that's when you start seeing, your spread pattern dramatically reducing, tightening that up. This is $137. There was virtually no recoil, so, if this is your first ever handgun like it is mine, and like I said, the range, this was the first time I ever fired a handgun. And I had only ever fired a gun one other time in my life, and that was about a month ago with a 12 gauge. It was a different one, so like I said, we'll run that through and review it. But if you're somebody who, for one reason or another, is looking for a gun. This is not a terrible option. Obviously, it's a little bulky, so for concealed carry or anything like that, I'd recommend looking at something else. But if you just want something to take to the range, this is virtually perfect. Like I said, no recoil, $137, looks fucking amazing. Yeah, no complaints here at all. Only issue was the 2 misfires, and I don't know if they were a result of this or if that was just the ammo. I assume it was just the ammo because, the other 48 were perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10 out of 10 as well. And yeah, that is going to do it from me. If you enjoyed the video, have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, where hopefully we can take this out to go shoot some clays, as long as the weather actually does what we want it to do. Because Lord knows, in aviation, in pro wrestling, and now shooting, the weather is always going to be the worst fucking thing imaginable. So hopefully we have good weather, and we'll see you next time.